Spider-Man is the most famous Marvel superhero, but today I'm going to talk about the new coolest Marvel superhero on the block, Deadpool. Welcome to Jezza Reviews. Today, bedtime Jezza Reviews, and I'll be reviewing Deadpool. Deadpool is about a character named Wade Wilson who is diagnosed with cancer. To cure his cancer, he undergoes a shady government program that's supposed to turn him into a superhero, but what they're really trying to do is turn him into a super slave who will go about doing assassinations and bad things like that for the government and have no control over himself. He tries to cure his cancer mainly to stay with the love of his life, Vanessa, who he knows will be deeply hurt if he dies. Deadpool becomes a mutant and an anti-hero after he undergoes the government program and escapes from the facility he's been held captive in. He aims to get revenge on those who did him wrong after he escapes. The action in Deadpool is wonderful. There is amazing choreography. Deadpool flips around wonderfully, just as you'd imagine he would do in his own comic book. The movie is very well shot. There's no shaky cam, and everything is very clear. The movie is also fantastically violent. It has the kind of over-the-top gross violence that you expect from a Deadpool comic, and it's in a Deadpool movie. It's just fantastic. For Deadpool fans, this movie is an absolute treat. The comedy is very sharp in this movie and very fast. The full breaks are the highlights. When Deadpool talks about the confusing timelines in the X-Men films, it's wonderful. The movie is also wonderfully gross out and irreverent. What you'd expect a Deadpool movie should be, and it is. It's just spectacular. All the characters in this movie, apart from one, are great. Colossus is the straight man to Deadpool's cocky demeanour. He's a good person who's always trying to do the right thing. He works great opposite Deadpool. Deadpool is this anti-hero with a shaky moral code, and Colossus is this man with a firm moral code, and he always loves to do the right thing. The interactions are the highlights of the movie. There's also Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Cool name, I know. She's a moody teenager who works great off Deadpool as well. Deadpool, you can imagine Deadpool being this fun, irreverent character, and this moody teenager coming across him. The interactions are just stellar. As stellar as you'd imagine. Actually, probably better. There's also Ajax, the villain. He hasn't got much depth to him, but he doesn't need to have much depth to him because he's wonderfully menacing. He has lines that send shivers down your spine in this movie. He's not much of a physical threat, but his menace more than makes up for that. Lastly, there's Gina Carano's character. Her name escapes me at the moment, but that's because the character was quite forgettable, save for a few action scenes. I felt like they were cutting around her lines in the movie, but her action scenes mostly make up for her character. The action scenes with Colossus are spectacular. Two super strong characters brawling with each other. Even though this movie had a small budget, which the movie points out sometimes, it even makes fun of the studio, which is just brilliant. It utilises its budget very well. It has few action scenes, but because the action scenes are so wonderful and as lengthy as they should be, everything works out fine. The story is quite generic, however it parodies other superhero movies, so it's okay that it's generic. It always points out its cliches, not to the point where I'd say it was completely deserved that the movie had a generic plot, but to the point where it was fine, and it was okay that it had this. Overall, I'd say Deadpool is a great time at the movies. This is actually one of the most entertaining movies I've ever seen. The characters are mostly all entertaining and wonderful. The action is superb. The comedy is fast and sharp and wonderfully done. I give it a 9 out of 10. I highly recommend Deadpool. Thank you for joining me today with Bedtime Jezza Reviews. Goodbye.